Hello, welcome to Football Focus, your number one destination for the latest football news, transfer updates, match analysis, breaking stories, and everything happening around the football. If you're new in this channel, please remember to subscribe, share, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any important football updates. The jerseys of destiny, the story behind Barcelona's 2026-27 kits. There are football shirts, and then there are Barcelona shirts. To millions of people around the world, a Barcelona jersey is not simply a piece of fabric. It is history. It is identity. It is family. It is a symbol that connects generations of supporters from Catalonia to every corner of the world. Every stripe tells a story. Every badge carries memories. Every season brings a new dream. And in the summer of 2026, as the newly renovated Spotify Camp Nou prepared to open its doors to the world once again, Barcelona unveiled a collection of kits that would become more than uniforms. They became symbols of a new era, an era of hope, an era of ambition, an era that many supporters would later call the jerseys of destiny. Chapter 1. The Return of Camp Nou. For years, Barcelona supporters had waited patiently. The legendary Camp Nou had been transformed. New seats, new lights, new technology. A modern stadium ready for the future while preserving the soul of its past. As construction workers placed the final pieces onto the stadium's magnificent exterior, another team was working quietly behind the scenes. The designers. Their mission was simple: create jerseys worthy of this new beginning. Not just beautiful kits, historic kits. The designers looked at the new facade of the stadium, the curves, the lights, the reflections, and inspiration struck. The new home shirt would become a tribute to both the old and the new Barcelona. Chapter 2. The Home Kit, the Heart of Barcelona. The first images leaked onto social media. Immediately, supporters began debating. Some loved it instantly. Others needed time. But one thing was certain. Nobody ignored it. The traditional Blaugrana stripes had returned. But this time they carried something different. 3 shades of red. Deep garnet, noble red, cardinal red. 3 shades of blue. Game royal, loyal blue, blue void. The gradients created a stunning effect. When sunlight hit the shirt, it seemed alive, like the lights of the new Camp Nou itself. This was not just another Barcelona shirt. This was architecture transformed into football fashion. The club's designers wanted supporters to wear a piece of the new stadium wherever they went. A reminder that Barcelona's future had arrived. The famous badge sat proudly on the chest. The sponsor logo blended perfectly with the colours. Every detail felt intentional. Every detail told a story. And perhaps the most special detail of all was the new typeface, the exclusive FC Barcelona Modernista font. Inspired by the artistic traditions of Catalonia, it represented creativity and elegance. It reminded supporters that Barcelona has always been more than a football club. It is culture. It is art. It is identity. Chapter 3. The Away Kit, the Mamba Legacy. Then came the away kit, and the football world stopped. Purple, black, gold. A combination unlike anything Barcelona had worn before. This was not simply an away shirt, it was a tribute, a celebration of the legacy of the legendary basketball icon. Kobe Bryant. Kobe's Mamba mentality had inspired millions around the world. Hard work, fearlessness, the refusal to surrender. These values perfectly matched the spirit of Barcelona. The jersey featured a stunning gradient from deep purple into black. The logos shone with golden brilliance. Under stadium lights, the shirt looked almost magical. Many supporters immediately called it one of the greatest away kits in the club's history. Social media exploded. Fans from every continent wanted one. The shirt represented something bigger than football. It represented mentality, the mentality to fight, to improve, to win. The mentality that Barcelona hoped would define their new era. Chapter 4. The fourth kit, St. Jordi's Honour. Then came the surprise. The fourth kit. Instead of the traditional yellow Senyera design, Barcelona chose a completely different path. The inspiration came from one of Catalonia's most beloved traditions, St. George's Day, Sant Jordi, the day of books, the day of roses, the day of culture. The shirt featured a beautiful light beige base, deep navy details, touches of garnet. Elegant, simple, powerful. It looked less like a football jersey and more like a piece of art. Many supporters believed it perfectly represented Catalonia itself, a celebration of tradition, a celebration of identity, a celebration of pride. Chapter 5. More than fabric. As the launch date approached, queues formed outside official stores. Children wanted the new home shirt. Collectors wanted the away shirt. Longtime supporters dreamed of owning the St. Jordi edition. Some wanted the authentic player version. Others chose the stadium version. But everyone wanted to become part of this new chapter. The players themselves loved the designs. Lamine Yamal smiled as he wore the new home kit. Pedri admired the details of the away shirt. The entire squad understood the meaning behind these jerseys. Because every great team needs symbols. And these shirts symbolized a new beginning, a new Camp Nou, a new generation, a new dream. The season had not yet started. No trophies had been won. No history had yet been written. But already, millions of supporters believed something special was coming. Because sometimes a jersey becomes more than fabric. Sometimes it becomes a memory. Sometimes it becomes history. And sometimes it becomes the uniform of champions. The jerseys of destiny had arrived, and Barcelona's next chapter was ready to begin. Part 2. The first match in the new kits. The wait was finally over. For weeks, Barcelona supporters had admired the pictures of the new jerseys. They had debated the designs. They had rushed to stores. They had proudly worn the new shirts through the streets of Barcelona and across the world. But now, the moment had arrived. The jerseys would no longer be displayed on mannequins, no longer shown only in promotional videos, no longer hanging in club stores. Tonight, they would come alive. Tonight, they would step onto the grass of the newly renovated Spotify Camp Nou, and the world was watching. A new Camp Nou awakens. Hours before kickoff, the streets surrounding the stadium were already full. Children wore the new home shirt with the name of Lamine Yamal on the back. Others proudly carried the number of Pedri. Some still wore shirts of past legends, remembering the glorious nights that had shaped the club's history. The atmosphere felt different, special. As supporters approached the stadium, they looked up at the magnificent new exterior of Spotify Camp Nou. Its lights reflected beautifully in the evening sky. For many fans, it felt like seeing an old friend reborn. The stadium was familiar, yet completely new. A symbol of Barcelona's future. And tonight, the players would wear jerseys inspired by this very stadium. It felt as though everything had come full circle. The dressing room. Inside the dressing room, the new home shirts hung neatly in front of each player's seat. Deep garnet, noble red, cardinal red, game royal, loyal blue, blue void. The colours seemed to glow under the lights. For a few moments, nobody spoke. The players simply looked at the shirts. Every footballer understands this feeling. The first time you wear a new jersey. The first time you put on a shirt that may one day become historic. The first time you wonder, what memories will this jersey create? Will it become the shirt of champions? Will supporters remember it forever? Or will it become just another design in the club's long history? No one knew. Not yet. The manager's words. Hansi Flick entered the room. He looked at his players. Then he looked at the jerseys. He smiled. Football changes, he said. Players come and go. Managers come and go. But this badge remains. He pointed toward the Barcelona crest. When you wear this shirt, you carry the dreams of millions. You carry history. You carry responsibility. And tonight you begin writing a new chapter. The room became silent. Every player understood. This was more than a pre-season game. This was the first page of a new story. The walk through the tunnel. The players lined up. The noise from outside became louder. The supporters were singing. Flags waved. Drums echoed through the stadium. Then came the signal. The players began walking toward the pitch. Lamine Yamal looked around in amazement. Pedri took a deep breath. Gavi clenched his fists. Rafinha smiled. João Cancelo touched the club badge on his chest. The tunnel opened. The lights exploded. The roar of nearly 100,000 supporters filled the air. For a moment it felt as though the entire city was shaking. The new jerseys had arrived. The new Camp Nou had awakened. A night of emotion. The opening whistle blew. Immediately, Barcelona attacked. The supporters wanted entertainment. They wanted goals. They wanted a sign that this team was ready for greatness. Lamine Yamal received the ball. One defender approached. He dribbled past him effortlessly. The crowd erupted. Some things never change. Talent always excites Barcelona supporters. Minutes later, Pedri delivered a beautiful pass. Rafinha nearly scored. The stadium applauded. The team looked sharp, confident, hungry, and the jerseys looked magnificent under the lights. The gradients of red and blue seemed